Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that watch on a daily basis. And today I've got a really good tip for you on a bait that is underutilized across the country. And it's a fantastic bait to be using when fishing weed. And before I get into it, I just want to remind you that if you're looking to purchase tackle, head down into the description, click the link to the therealshot.com and do your tackle shopping there. Use the discount code STEFAN10 to save 10% on your order. It helps you guys out by saving you a little bit of money. It helps a local tackle store out, and it helps the channel out. So it's a win for everybody. So today, guys, I want to talk about a bait that is one of my absolute favorites for fishing in grass. It's a fantastic way to locate schools of fish amongst large weed flats. And then once you find the fish, you can kind of dial them in and fish and, slow down in that area. And what I'm talking about today are belly weighted underspins. So the number one bait that I like the most is the Owner Flashy Swimmer. This one happens to be a fish head spin. It's called the Sling Blade Flutter. The reason I'm showing you this one right now is because I just got off the water and I lost my last Flashy Swimmer to a northern pike, which if you live in the North Country, happens quite a bit. So I do need to put an order in myself for some flashy swimmers. But for the video purposes, this sling blade will work absolutely perfect. It's more about the concept. So guys, what you want to put on the back of this is a swim bait or a swimming worm, like, a Berkeley wind-up worm or a Zoom speed worm. This is a Berkeley hollow belly swim bait. So the hollow bellies work great if you've got a solid swim bait as well, like your Kitex or power swimmers. Those all work fantastic as well. The key here, guys, is it's allowing you to fish a minnow style bait or a swimming worm quickly and efficiently through weeds. And you're getting the same flash that you would get on, say, a spinner bait or a chatter bait, or just any sort of bait fish mimicking bait. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. You're getting a weedless bait that's throwing off a bunch of flash and vibration that's going to draw the fish out of those weeds to your bait and allow you to locate those spots that usually would take a lot longer to find if you were throwing, say, a Texas rig just pitching into the grass. So when fishing with a bait in the grass like this, I like to use a 30 to 50 pound braided line on a medium heavy 7'3" rod, and I'm throwing it on a fast gear ratio reel. The whole reason behind that is I want to be able to set the hook when a fish bites and be able to get them out of that weed. If I threw just fluorocarbon, I find that I lose a lot of fish because when they bite it, they get me down into the weeds, and I'm still usually a long distance away from the boat, and therefore the fish get off. It's similar to fishing a frog on fluorocarbon, like a toad style bait on fluorocarbon. You get the bite, you get an initial hook set, but you don't have enough pressure to drive a bigger hook home like this from a weedless bait. So I recommend throwing braid, a medium heavy action rod to a heavy action rod that's got a soft tip and a faster gear ratio reel, because you're probably going to want to be able to get this bait up over the weeds versus letting it bury down inside the grass. One other tip I want to point out, there's a lot of different belly underspin style baits. And in this case, this bait, which is one of my favorites, comes with the arm mounted off the side here. I recommend that if you buy the underspins that have an arm like that coming out, you want to take a pair of pliers and bend that in, like I've done it on this one already. So you want to bend it in to get more of a straight angle, so that when you are bringing it through the weeds, that angle, you'll hit the weed up here and it'll just keep running right off the bait. If you keep this little bit of an arm, the weed will hit and still want to get stuck on that corner. So you do want to straighten that out and make that angle flush with the angle of the hook. So that's the biggest tip. Other than that, it really just comes down to, getting a bait, hooking it weedless, and being able to swim it through the grass at a nice slow pace without getting hooked up. And the reason that this technique is so great is it's allowing you to fish huge grass flats or long extensive periods of weed line quickly and efficiently to locate those small areas within those immense grass flats that are holding the fish. Once you identify where the fish are at, you can then pick up your Texas rigs or a wacky rig or whatever it is that you like to slowly fish grass with and really pick apart that area to maximize the number of bites that you're going to get. But half of the grass fishing game is identifying those areas in grass mats that hold fish. A lot of times you're talking about a 50-acre area where there's like a 1-acre area that for whatever reason is holding fish. It could be there's a different bottom composition. It could be that's where the bait's at. It's just a matter of locating those areas. And if you were doing it with a Texas rig, it could take you all day and you may never find that area. If you pick up a bait that you can fan cast, like a flashy swimmer or whatever underspin belly weighted hook that you want to use, you'll find that you can cover so much water and find those areas that are holding the fish faster, which is just going to make you more productive on the water. So I highly recommend, guys, to pick up yourself some flashy swimmers, or in this case this is the Sling Blade Flutter, and put on your favorite swim bait, put on your favorite swim and worm, and go out into the grass, and you'll find that you get a lot of really good bites. One other tip with this too, don't be afraid. You hear me talk about it a lot. Don't be afraid to color your blade. If you want to color it with a magic marker and make it black or whatever color you want to give it a little different look, I will tell you that I feel like if you're fishing in a lake that does have a lot of pike, if you color the blade, I think you get less pike bites. That's just my opinion, but I don't feel like the pike are nearly as drawn to the bait as much if it's not just silver flashing. But it's a bait you can throw year round. It works great in the spring with grass that's slowly growing up and is more sparse. It works great in the summer when you have very well developed grass mats, and it really excels in the fall when you've got dying grass where the fish are gravitating to grass that is still green, but yet they're really concentrating on shad. That's when this bait really shines. So pick yourself up some, head out to your nearest lake with a bunch of grass in it, and I'm telling you, you'll catch a few extra fish by doing it, and it'll lead to a more efficient, productive day on the water. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, share it on your social media pages, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching. We have new tips coming out every day.